From NewsNation headquarters, this is NewsNation Prime.
And for more on Trump's transition back to the White House, we're bringing in our panel tonight. Republican strategist Matt Klink and Scott Bolden, NewsNation political contributor and former chair of the Washington, D.C. Democratic Party. Gentlemen, welcome both of you. Matt, we will start with you tonight. What is your take on the missed deadlines, the delay in getting these background checks for security clearance?
Natasha, your viewers should find it highly skeptical when the people that they have on TV are Adam Schiff and Senator Klobuchar from Minnesota and the Democrats. This is the last gasp of a desperate Washington, D.C., because they realize that the Democrats are losing their hold on the system. Trump's majority in the Senate is going to come in, and they're likely to approve. Certainly 12 of the 15 picks will get approved very quickly. There will probably an additional 3 that will require some additional vetting. But look, the FBI is part of the problem in Washington, D.C. right now. And it started during the first Trump administration, and it has continued. So the lack of faith in the FBI is certainly under Christopher Wray's leadership is definitely something that Republicans don't put a lot of faith in. And you heard from the 2 Republican senators. Trump has a mandate, and he deserves to have his nominees in those offices. And the Democrats can cry all they want, but as Barack Obama said, elections have consequences.
Scott, I want to bring you in here. What do you think? Last gasp of a desperate D.C. Do you agree?
No. These are mutually exclusive issues. Matt, what are you talking about? The mandate, whether you call it a mandate or not, he's going to go through, these nominees are going to go through the Senate confirmation process. What does that have to do with signing the memorandum of understanding for transition and doing background checks on the appointments? Rules and laws and regs are in place for a reason, because we want the president-elect protected. We also want the American public protected, and we want them serving these nominees to be Senate confirmed to be protected as well. We don't want them to be compromised by a conflict of interest. If they can't get a job in the federal government, then why should they be serving as heads of these agencies? And so background checks by the FBI not only are important, but relevant, probative, and material to keeping all of us safe. So it's a rule. It has nothing to do with the mandate or the Democrats not having a last gasp. We're close to accepting the results of the election, but we certainly are. The disruptors should follow the same rules as any individual who would want a job in the federal government.
Matt, I'll let you respond, and then Scott, I want to get your take on Tulsi Gabbard. Matt, any response there?
Oh, Scott, keep trying. The election's over. You guys lost, and
what's unreasonable about
Trump's gonna let me finish, Scott. I let you talk. Trump is going to put in his people, and the Democrats can throw their temper tantrums all day long. He's going to get his 15 in, and government's going to change radically when he comes in. And thank goodness, because the real danger is the Biden-Harris administration for 60 more days. That's the danger to this country.
Okay, Scott, let's talk about one of Trump's picks getting a lot of attention today. Tulsi Gabbard as National Intelligence Director. Democrats concerned over past comments about Russia, meetings with Syrian leaders. Now, Republicans say it is much ado about nothing. Let's take a quick listen together.
Well, I think she's compromised. I think by going to Syria and basically backing a brutal dictator there, I mean, Russian-controlled media called her a Russian asset. So I do think that we have a real deep concern whether or not she's a compromised person.
What she did as a member of Congress was not out of line for her to do that. She had the right to travel. It was open. It was well documented what she was traveling for. She is a true patriot of the United States, and there's no reason why the Democrats are going after her other than the fact they're upset that she left their woke party.
Scott, your response.
The Democrats aren't upset about Tulsi leaving the party. They're upset about her public statements and the statements of Russia, who believes she's an asset, that she has sympathized with Russia and Syria, and I believe, if not Iran, North Korea, and her public statements on. She's a great example of why the FBI ought to do a background check. She was on one of the no-fly lists. Her travel and her comments that have been sympathetic to our enemies. And so the background check would tell us exactly all that she's been up to, not just what the press has reported, and that's just fair and appropriate. Got nothing to do with her leaving the party. In fact, we probably celebrated her leaving the party. She wasn't that great of a Democrat in the first place. The Republicans can have her. But again, this isn't politics, right? This is policy.
Oh,
and
it's
what's
all
appropriate for a
politics,
background check.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, let's bring you in here. Are Republicans ignoring serious questions about Gabbard's past,
Yes.
or were they par for the course with any lawmaker, as Senator Mullen said there?
Look, they're just trying to tear. This is the lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. She has had a background check. She shows up for work every day when she puts on her camos and she goes to the office. So they can cry all they want and they can throw their temper tantrums. Tulsi Gabbard is going to make a fantastic director of national intelligence. And all this is noise by the same party that called Trump a dictator and that spent years investigating alleged Trump collusion. They can't get rid of their old playbook because they have nothing to look forward to. Their wokeness is dead and they need to move on, but they're struggling mightily with it.
One more question for you both, because we're almost out of time. And Scott, I want to start with you. Name one person for me. With Gates dropping out, which of Trump's picks faces the biggest uphill battle?
That is left on the table?
Yeah.
I think Pam Bondi's going to be fine because she's got the experience. I think the DOD, Hedgepath, I think his name is going to probably have the toughest battle. But again, the background checks, very quickly. Matt, are you saying that none of his picks should go through any background check simply because Trump won and he's got a mandate and they don't have to do what every other federal government employee has to go through? Is that really your position? That can't be your position.
Matt?
I'm saying that Trump's going to do what Trump wants to do, and he's not going to fall in line with the system that is overly corrupted and has allowed the deep state to grow in Washington, D.C.
Matt, and I have to give you the opportunity.
That's not a great answer, Matt. Come on.
Matt,
It's not what you want to hear, Scott, but that was the breaks.
Okay, we are out of time. It is always great to have both of you on, and it's great to have a civil conversation. I appreciate both of your perspectives. Scott Bolden, Matt Klink, as always, thank you so much.
Background checks.
Thank you, Natasha.
Okay.